So I wanted to make a special giant bee for my boyfriend's birthday, which required navy blue yarn, which my brand doesn't carry, so I had to dye my own. It took quite a bit of time, but I think the results are worth it. Here's the before yarn, and here's after. This is the bee I made, but I decided it needed something special. So we both go to Michigan, so I decided to make it a Michigan bee. I hope he likes it.
Yamma dabba doo, yamma mamma, llama gamma goo, and yamma bebop, yabba da babba when the beat drop, and yabba dabba doo bop, and yabba da babba da wada woo wop, a woo wada su wada mama woo wop, a lu wada su wada mama woo wop, and yabba.
Slayed. Literally traumatizing. Slayed. No comment. Partially slayed. Merry Christmas. I don't know how to feel. Slayed the house boots down, Houston up.
It's been a really long time since I went out. So can you help me pick an outfit? Okay, so there's these. Is it too much? What about these? Is this too much? This kind of feels like a lot. Is it too much? Now I know this is a little risky. But is it? Yeah, this is too much.
One day after learning how to crochet. 1 week after learning how to crochet. 1 month after learning how to crochet. Oh my God, Karen, you can't just ask me how much yarn I have.
No matter how hard you work and how big a celebrity you become, you'll never be as famous as Cheese.
Sure, 30 views isn't a lot. But if 30 people walked through that door to come look and see what I was doing right now, I would be overwhelmed.
Hi, this is a blanket that I crocheted. I just finished it. It took me 2 years and I'm done. That's the whole TikTok. That's it.
Here's a tutorial for how to make a version of this top. You're going to need 4 size 4 yarns, pair of scissors, and a 5mm hook. First, you're going to make 6 granny squares, 6 half granny squares, and then lay them out in this formation. This is the front, and this is the back. Then you're going to face the good sides together and connect them all using slip stitches. So you can just make a loop, put your hook through, and then slip stitch across all the sides. Once they're connected, they'll look like this, and then you're going to want to take the V on the back and connect it to the V on the front, just using slip stitches. Then you're going to repeat for the other side, just folding that over, again doing slip stitches. This is what it'll look like when it's done. Then I'm going to go on the bottom and the top with single crochets and add straps.
Hello friends, I thought it'd be fun to put together a little tutorial for this blanket that I'm making so far. I took 3 colors of worsted weight yarn that I love together, grabbed all 3 strands at the same time, made a slip knot, grabbed a pea-sized hook, and made a starting chain of 105. For this little swatch, I'll be doing just 15. In the second chain from the hook, place a single crochet. I always like to go through the back loops of the chain rather than the side because I think it makes for a cleaner edge. You'll see here in a second. See how nice that looks? Make a chain 1, turn your work around, and single crochet back across. And that's it. This whole blanket is just single crochet stitches. It's super easy and it's super fun. I'll probably figure out a border later, maybe add some fringe, but these are all the steps I've taken so far.
So we have the regular turtles, like this Demi Boy one, those are $30. We have the sleeping turtles, which are tiny, and they're $8. So my question to you guys is, would it be better if we had an in-between size that was around?
Where you get your grills from?
I got them from Johnny Dang.
You lying? Yeah. Where you really get them from? I got them from my jeweler. I like you, man. You lie a lot.
All these crocheters are making these gorgeous, well thought out temperature blankets that are really beautiful, and I'm over here making the ugliest blanket of all time out of my scraps. It's a waffle stitch, and I'm just adding whatever color I come across in my pile. Follow along for fun.
I want to do things.
But craft.
I want to do no things.
But craft.
It's called manifesting. Look it up.
Has anybody checked on all the young kids that were on this app before all of us old people from the 1900s totally took it over? I'm just worried about them.
Okay, so I'm actually crocheting and doing a little update for you guys. I'm making this dress, and as I'm crocheting, I had to add more yarn, and I'm noticing that the yarn I just bought, which is like about this block right here, is a slightly different color than the original garment that I'm making. And this happens because every, thing of yarn that you guys buy, they come in different dye lots because it's really hard to dye yarn the exact same every single time. So they come in like different lots. And this yarn in particular was actually hand dyed. So I'm gonna have to try and find something tomorrow that matches better with the original garment that I'm making, because this is pulling more green and this is obviously more pink. So yeah, that's a little update.
Sure, 30 views isn't a lot, but if 30 people walked through that door to come look and see what I was doing right now, I would be overwhelmed.
Help! I'm looking for TikTokers that were born in the 90s. Please tell me I'm not alone.
This is something that I crocheted to help out my girls because they are obsessed with bar soap. This is actually empty, and as you can see, it's still pretty soapy. That's because every little bit of soap gets used. So you just take a new bar, you slide it in. This is really hard to do one-handed. You button it back. Again, really hard to do one-handed. And then they just bathe. They just use this. The soap is in there, and then when they're done using it, they just set it up on the side of the tub. It dries back out.
Today I went to Joann to get yarn for my 2021 feelings blanket because mental health is going to be a priority for me this year. So I picked 6 different feelings that I want to track, and here I am doing the first row. Purple is happy, and that white is just a base color music between.
Here come the mushrooms. Hello, mushrooms. How are you?
Yeah, I can do that. So here's what the sweater looks like laid out. I took this cat and added it to the sleeves on both sides and just changed rows accordingly. The back is all stripes.
I literally have nothing to say except that I made this. This came from my hands.
What do you do when you run out of yarn in the middle of a project and you don't want to go to the craft store? You just make it work.
Something's wrong with my legs. When I go like this, and then I go like that, I end up at the liquor store.
Well, thought I'd try out my sea legs.
Well, you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dane.
Yes, I know that.
So proud of this. I crochet this.